Let's talk about Elden Ring Nightreign. This has been such an interesting game to come out because people seem pretty split on it. On one side of the internet, you have all of the Elden Ring YouTubers just glazing this game, saying this is their new addiction, this is everything they asked for from Elden Ring, while the other half complain that this is just a cash grab, that FromSoft has overstepped a boundary by delivering this game and charging us for it. Well, the sad truth is that this game does kind of fall somewhere in the middle between those two takes. Hi, I'm Jobin. Please consider liking and subscribing to the video, and let's discuss some Nightreign. So where do I fall in this argument? Well, I hate to say that it's complicated. Yes, I'm enjoying the game. Yes, I like that it's difficult, but I also hate that it's not really fun to play solo. I hate that there's really only one map, and I hate that I feel that there's so much missed potential here. Let's go over the positives first. The gameplay is spot on. It feels just like Elden Ring, just a tad bit sped up. I like the super running, I enjoy the weapons, and I overall think all the classes are pretty unique and fun to play. I personally love the size of Limgrave. I don't feel like it's too big or too small. It's perfect for a game like this. It's not so big that you feel like you can't cross the map, but it's also not small enough that you can go wherever you want when the storm is incoming. The overall gameplay loop is good. It's honestly hard to make Elden Ring bad. Fighting bosses and clearing out camps is a good time, especially when the stars align and you play with two other friends. When you have a full squad and you're all in a group chat, you can see the vision. You see the true potential of this game and why they went for something like this. It is fun. It's fun. Elden Ring boss rush mode with your friends is a good time. Period. Now, before I hop into the negative part of this video, I want to make one thing clear. Elden Ring Nightreign is not a cash grab. FromSoft dropped a game that is undercooked. It's undercooked, but they didn't make it live service. There's a price tag and you get a full game. This is something we do not get enough of nowadays, and something FromSoft should be applauded for. Any other studio would have cashed in on Elden Ring way harder than this. They would have dropped a free-to-play game with a loot box system for your heroes, or purchasable relics, or items that help you get legendary drops. Look, all I know is that it could have been so much worse than this. Look at my boy Persona 5. Atlas is milking that game dry. And soon, we're gonna get, you guessed it, a live service version of that game. So kudos again to FromSoft for dropping a full game and not adding all these microtransactions and making it like true multiplayer slop. Okay, so that unfortunately is where the positives end for me. The sad truth is, with every positive I give this game, I can think of a negative or a missed opportunity. I like the super running, but it uses way too much stamina during combat. I like the weapons, but there are no new weapons in this game. And I like the map size, but there's only one map. I understand that this is a spin-off game. I know that it's not priced at $70. And I know Miyazaki wanted a new director to step up for this game. But come on, could we have not made it feel so lazy? I know a lot of time and effort went into this game. It was developed in under 3 years, but I can't shake the feeling that they could have done so much more with this idea. We've all heard the complaints about no voice chat, no option for duos. These are super valid issues that honestly, I can't imagine a AAA company not being privy to this. It's kind of crazy to imagine that nobody brought up this stuff during development, because if nobody did, FromSoft, I'm looking for a new job, hit me up. And unfortunately, the game doesn't necessarily feel balanced either. Even with 3 players, sometimes I feel like I'm kind of just tickling bosses. And yeah, I know there will probably be comments saying skill issue, but if you're going to tell me that every time you play this game, you feel powerful, I'm just going to go ahead and say that you are a liar. The relic system itself feels super underwhelming. Like, sure, some of these abilities can be cool, but a majority of them are plus endurance or plus 2 mind or something. It doesn't feel like other roguelikes that when I play more, I feel like I'm getting more powerful each run. And yes, this does help with the difficulty of the game. You always feel like you're behind, so it adds that sense of pressure that you need to grow as many levels as fast as possible. But there has to be a balance. I'm spending 45 minutes a run. I don't want every single run to feel like I'm starting from absolute zero. How do they fix this? I'm not really sure. I don't even know if this is something they actually need to fix, because half of the people that are nuts about this game insist that the system is already perfect. I personally think those people have no lives, but what do I know? I talk about 3DSs for a living. But it's important to note that this game has already sold like hotcakes. It's definitely going to beat Armored Core 6 in the sales department, and they've already announced that they have 3.5 million players playing Elden Ring Nightreign. But I want to discuss the biggest missed opportunities in this game that I think would have really helped solidify this as a great game. And one of the biggest issues for me is the single map. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually like Limgrave. I think it's cool and it's surprisingly well balanced, but that's just it. All they had to do was give us more maps, more regions, more variety. Instead, everything happens in this one sandbox, and it quickly starts to feel limiting. When I booted up my first expedition, I couldn't help but get Monster Hunter vibes. Me and my group picked our target, decided which Night Lord we wanted to go after, and we set off on what felt like a proper hunt. It was genuinely exciting, but the excitement doesn't last, because the moment we beat our first Night Lord and we realize that all of them are located in this one map and we fight them all in the same location, I can't describe how deflating it was to learn that every expedition and every boss fight will be done in the same setting. Elden Ring is a huge game. Why are we only using one section of it? Imagine if every single Night Lord had a different map. A map that would correspond with the Night Lord's weakness or their abilities. We have the entirety of the Elden Ring map and Shadows of Erdtree to go from, but we decide to just stick in Limgrave? It just feels like such a waste of Elden Ring. It really does. And there's only 8 Night Lords. That's not a huge number. We could find 8 different locations in Elden Ring and Shadows of the Erdtree. Like, what are we doing? And let's not forget the second biggest issue. This game marketed the return of Dark Souls bosses. Well, guess what? There's 6 in total. Yes, 6 Dark Souls bosses in total. 2 for each game. This is where I started to truly feel let down by Elden Ring Nightreign. Because I'm sick and tired of fighting tree sentinels as the end day bosses. Do they not understand I have fought these guys 100 times already? Why is it not possible to have all the end of day bosses beat Dark Souls or Bloodborne bosses? I mean, we definitely have enough to choose from, and I don't see in what world it's more beneficial to use Elden Ring bosses at all. My assumption is that this game never intended to have Dark Souls bosses, and in the middle of development they realized that they were just lacking in new content and decided to kind of just shove them into the game. At the end of the day, Nightreign is not a bad game at all. It's just frustratingly mid. You can see the potential bubbling underneath. The core gameplay loop is solid, the ideas are good, but it just feels like FromSoft couldn't capitalize fully on it. And I guess for some people this was enough. They just wanted a boss rush mode of Elden Ring. But for me, it doesn't hit, okay? First of all, 45-minute matches are way too long. That's essentially a whole game session sometimes. And for just one match that you're not guaranteed to win, it's a hard sell. And the second issue is you essentially have to play with 2 other people. Because it's so hard to communicate with randoms, you're going to have a horrible time if you're trying to play by yourself, or even with duos. Literally, like, one person can really mess up your run that bad. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have that many friends that I could play with, especially because this game is not cross-platform. I bought it on PS5 and I have some people on PC and some people on PS5, and we can't all play together, and it's really lame. And don't get me started on the horrific scheduling issue of friends. Okay, the fact that we all can only get on at 9 p.m. and they're 45-minute matches. We're playing 1, maybe 2 if we're going to be okay with no sleep. It's just, it doesn't hit the same way that I kind of would have wanted it to. Overall, I don't regret my purchase. I am having fun, and I've been having a good time playing Elden Ring again. And honestly, I'm looking forward to what they cook up with DLC or patches in the future, right? Especially if it's all free, I would feel very, very happy about that. I understand this game wasn't supposed to be the actual new Elden Ring, and that the development price was probably a quarter of what Elden Ring cost. But I just feel like they could have done more. They had solid ideas, and the core of it is strong. I just wish that they would have doubled down on it a little bit. Overall, if you have 2 other friends that you can guarantee play with on a regular basis, this game is probably worth it for you. But if you have people that are kind of on the fence, maybe they're not really sure they want it, it's a really hard sell. It doesn't feel like a complete game, but it's better than playing like Genshin Impact or some gacha game. If you're interested in honest reviews or handheld retrospectives or watching a guy rant about no voice chat in 2025, please consider hitting that sub button and helping out the channel. I would really, really appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.